Hello everybody, my name is Wilder, and Pokemon Sword and Shield is now on the Switch. I've been playing it a lot lately, I've beaten the main game, and I decided to make a video about it so I could let you know what I thought about the game. This is definitely one of the most controversial Pokemon launches. This game has had a lot of controversies surrounding it. A lot of problems people have, so let's get into what I thought about the game. Pokemon Sword and Shield released on November 15th, 2019. There was a lot of hype surrounding the first mainline Pokemon game to come out for a home console. Pokemon Let's Go gave us a pretty good idea of what to expect, but even with this, Sword and Shield looks very different from that game. Its environments alone are very bright, colorful, and vibrant in a lot of areas. This is the first Pokemon game in a while where I was just as excited to see the new routes and how they looked as much as I was to see the actual towns and cities. Some really standout areas are Route 4, Route 9, and the Galar Mine. I thought that these areas looked really cool. Now, although these routes do stand out to me, they all share a problem with just about all the other routes in the game. These routes are very small. They feel very short and in some areas make me feel claustrophobic. These routes are really over before you know it, but I think a big reason as to why is because of how the region itself is shaped. The Galar region is very tall and thin compared to a lot of others. Even if this is the reason though, the Galar Mine still suffers from the same problem when it didn't have to at all. I mean, it's a mine, it didn't have to be the length of the mountain it's in. There should have been multiple levels to it or something, you know? And maybe this isn't all that bad. There's nothing worse than a horrible dungeon that goes on for too long, but I feel like these areas had a lot of effort put into how they look, and there almost isn't enough time to really appreciate or remember a lot of them. It's just kind of disappointing in my opinion. Another reason for this though is how big the wild area is and how much of the region it actually takes up. The wild area, probably the main attraction when it comes to the Galar region. It's a big, open, free roam area where you can see lots of Pokemon walking around. There are Pokemon of all levels walking around in this area, with some of them having the ability to completely wipe your entire team if they're encountered too early. The wild area is what I was excited for the most when this game was announced. I'm glad that you can see Pokemon walking around again. I'm really glad they brought this back from Pokemon Let's Go. It's something I really wanted. Having total control of the camera is also something I've wanted for quite a while in this series, and it's finally here. While in the wild area, you have full control of the camera, and it's wonderful. I really hope that it becomes a staple for the series moving forward. Different sections of the area have different climates too. This is a pretty cool idea. The really cool thing about all these climates though is that you get to see the different Pokemon that live in them. Different Pokemon appear in different areas, and different weathers. Although sometimes it can be difficult to find certain Pokemon, it's a really cool idea that I think works as intended and really adds some life to the wild area. However, speaking of adding life to the wild area, while it has a lot of cool things in it, it can feel super empty. There are a lot of Pokemon walking around in and out of the grass. There are a few NPCs that'll battle you, sell you some stuff, but even with all this, the wild area feels so empty, so lonely. I was thinking that there would be a lot of trainers and NPCs walking around because this would be the place for trainers in the Galar region to train and battle it out. I was expecting a lot of trainers there, and you know what? There actually are, but I don't like how this works. If you go into the menu and online with this game, and then go to the wild area, you will see a bunch of other players who are also online at the same time as you, biking around, running in the grass, talking to other NPCs, actual players running around. This is probably what they did so that the wild area doesn't feel so empty, and so that there's actually, a lot of Galar trainers running around. But here's why it sucks so much. I've talked to a lot of people, and this problem seems pretty consistent. When you go online in this game, and people start appearing in the wild area, you drop frames so badly. Like, it is disgustingly bad how slow this game can run while you're online in the wild area. It's really bad. So automatically, you already want to turn it off. However, if you do, it'll be completely empty again, so we're back to square one. This falls victim to the same thing that Fallout 76 fell victim to. Having other players in your game does not replace NPCs. It can add to the experience, but it does not replace NPCs. It really doesn't. Even having all these other trainers run around in the wild area, it still makes it feel lifeless. It's so empty and it's such a shame. It really wouldn't have been hard to give a little more life to this area, and I'm pretty upset with the lack of care that went into it overall. The wild area isn't horrible by any means, but after the original novelty of it wears off, its problems definitely start to show. Anyway, moving on. Since I brought it up a bit ago, I love the new Pokemon in this game. As someone who did not like almost all of the Pokemon in Sun and Moon, it was a real treat every time I discovered one of the new Pokemon. My only problem is it feels like there are a severe lack of good, new water Pokemon in the Galar region. I picked Scorbunny in my personal file, so I was running around looking for a Galar water-type Pokemon to use, but had a really tough time finding one that I actually liked. I decided to try my luck and got a Feebas early on, and Milotic was my water Pokemon for the rest of the game. I mean, I could have used one of the fossil Pokemon, but they're kinda scary. Yeah. But hey, other than that, I love this region and its new Pokemon, with Toxtricity definitely being a strong contender for my favorite Pokemon from this region. Toxtricity is awesome. There's also new stuff to do with your Pokemon in this game, like camping. You can set up camp in the wild area or on different routes. When you do, your Pokemon will walk around, and you can play with them using different toys. There have been a lot of funny videos on Twitter of different Pokemon reacting in really weird ways to the toys. You can also make curry for you and your Pokemon. There are different types of curry you can make depending on the different ingredients and berries you put in. Making new recipes will record them in your curry dex. The curry dex is pretty cool. It can be really fun to fill it out and see all the different recipes you've collected over your camping trips. Now, camping isn't the only new thing you can do. There's also max raid battles, one of the most hyped up things about Sword and Shield. This is one of my favorite new mechanics. I originally thought it was going to be cool for like a few days, and then it would get kind of boring, but like I said, it's easily one of the things I like the most in this game. I feel like this is due to the fact that I've had a full party of friends every time I went into a raid, which I highly recommend, by the way. When you get 3 other people to go into a 5-star raid with you, it can be a lot of fun. Plus, all the extra items you can get from these raid battles are always helpful. They can really help you out during the main story. During these raid battles, you have the ability to make your Pokemon huge as well using a feature called Dynamaxing. This is a new mechanic to the game, which replaced Z moves from Sun and Moon, or Mega Evolutions from X and Y, which I actually miss a lot. I love Mega Evolutions. I really would like to see them come back. When you Dynamax your Pokemon, it lasts for 3 turns. During this time, their health increases and they get access to a bunch of strong moves. Dynamaxing was something I was actually afraid of when the trailers for this game came out. I was afraid that you'd be able to Dynamax every battle, and that it would become really overused and annoying after a while, because every trainer ever would Dynamax. But I was completely wrong, and I'm glad that I was. Not everybody can Dynamax, and you can't Dynamax anywhere you want. Only in very specific places like gyms. You can Dynamax in the big arena like gyms, and because you don't have the ability to Dynamax all the time, it really makes the gym battles feel like the big battles they should be. Speaking of gyms, the gym challenge in this game is a really, really good idea. So this works more like the anime does. You tackle all 8 gyms, and when you've completed them all, instead of going to the Elite Four, you enter a tournament to fight the remaining gym challengers. You rematch the gym leaders, and then you fight the champion, Leon. This is a super cool way of doing this, and I'm so glad they made this change. As much as I do love the Elite Four, I was really happy with the new system. The gyms themselves were great in this game too. They're supposed to be some of the most important battles you'll ever have, and in this game, they really feel like they are. I looked forward to every gym I walked into, looked forward to all the battles and the puzzles. The gyms were one of the best parts of this game, and the tournament at the end was like the cherry on top of the cake. It fit wonderfully. I did find a problem with it, however. The tournament did feel kind of empty. You enter it with the rest of the gym challengers, and there aren't really many left of them this late into the gym challenge. You just basically end up fighting the same characters you've been fighting the entire game. It can feel kind of empty, but I like the structure of it immensely. I liked what they were going for. It did end up working, even though it did kind of feel empty, and I really enjoyed it overall. Now, since I brought it up, I would like to talk about one of the gym challengers, that being Hop, your rival and little brother of the champion himself, Leon. I'm gonna say this right off the bat. I don't hate Hop like a lot of other people do. I really don't hate him, but I do think he is one of the biggest wastes of potential in this game. There were a lot of fan theories going around about Hop when this game came out, and one of them really stuck out to me as something that could very well happen. People were talking about how during his journey, Hop may find that he isn't as strong as he would like to be, and ends up becoming jealous of Leon. People keep comparing him to Leon, and it's a lot to live up to. He would have become afraid that he might not be able to catch up to his brother, and so he goes down the wrong path in his search for power. I love this theory, and it was something that didn't sound completely impossible to me. Playing through this game, I actually thought this was going to happen. I really did, because halfway through this game, Hop starts losing battles to other trainers, and he even loses a gym battle at one point. He starts to feel really bad, and you can see his happy, excited personality slipping away. And it looks like he almost might, kind of go down a dark path. I was so excited when this happened. But in the end, Hop became okay with the fact that you're going to lose once in a while, and that you can learn from those losses to make yourself better instead of staying upset about them. This is a super good message, but I was so disappointed with him, as funny as that may sound. I was just pretty sad about it because they had the chance to do something really memorable with him, and they didn't. They started to go down the right path, and then it just kind of feels like they forgot about it and abandoned it. Super wasted potential, and it makes me sad even to this day, but I mean, it is a good message, I guess. It would have been cooler if you could redeem him. That would have been nice, you know? That would have been awesome. Anyway, moving on from Hop. The gym leaders were also something I wanted to talk about. They look fantastic, all of them. They definitely had a lot of time put into their designs, and it really shows. Also, something that is new to the series and was pretty cool to see is that depending on what version you buy, Sword or Shield, there will be version-exclusive gym leaders. In Sword, there's a fighting type gym and a rock type gym, but in Pokemon Shield, these are replaced with a ghost type gym and an ice type gym. This is a cool new idea and definitely adds more worth to each version other than just exclusive Pokemon. Although the gym types and leaders change, the puzzles you do in the gyms don't change, and that was kind of a pretty big shame to me. I was kind of hoping for different puzzles for both versions, but the most I got was just a color change. Maybe that's just me, but that's how I felt. Alright, I think I hit just about everything, so let's talk about the story a little bit. This is the part of the game that seriously let me down. Like, seriously let me down. This story feels tacked onto the game last minute. The main villain is horrible, barely has a motive. The motive is stupid anyway. You don't feel any weight from it because it doesn't even come in until the very end of the game. And the execution of it all sucks as well. Throughout the game, you learn about the lore of the Galar region. And that was really cool. I liked learning about the region and its history. You know, uncovering the mystery about what happened and where the legendary Pokemon came from. It was awesome, and I had a lot of fun doing it. But the actual, story only kicks in at the end of the game, and was horrible. There are a few hints and some foreshadowing as to what's about to happen, but honestly, this story feels so low effort that it really would have been a better game. Like, it honestly would have been a better game, overall, if they had left it out and had just kept the lore and the legendary Pokemon mystery. I really do believe that, 100%. This story brought my opinion of the game down. It really did. I know I was pretty vague with this, but I don't want to spoil anything for anyone who hasn't played yet, but it really let me down. The story may suck, but the rest of the game is honestly pretty good. The wild area is cool despite its pretty big issues. The gym battles are fun. Dynamaxing is a lot better and a lot more fun than I thought it would be. Raid battles are one of the coolest things to come to a Pokemon game in a while. The new Pokemon are super cool. The game's areas are pretty. I mean, there are mechanics in this game that hold it up, even though it definitely has its problems. At the end of the day, this game is fun. It's a lot of fun, and if you haven't tried it out yet, then I would still really recommend it. Despite its very controversial state before launch, this game has sold amazingly well, and a lot of people who play it really enjoy it. This is the most critical I've been of a Pokemon game, but I have no problem saying that this is one of my favorite Pokemon games. I had a lot of fun playing it. But that's gonna be all from me today. What did you think about Sword and Shield? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know why in those comments down below. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed this video. All links are down in the description along with the names of my wonderful, amazing patrons. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next one.